What's up, gamers? It's Koopy here with James Lodato in the Activision booth. Behind us, we got GoldenEye 007 going on, the remake to the classic N64 game. So, this project was just recently announced, but apparently it's been going on for some time, very quietly kept.
Yeah, it's a well-kept secret. We're kind of proud of that. It's been about 2 years in the making with a lot of pre-planning.
And who's the developer on the project?
The developer for this is Eurocom Studios. They work out of Derby, England. Very talented group of people.
We know that there's going to be some changes to the single-player game. How far do they go? Is it just like level tweaks making it look better for this generation, or is it even a little more far-reaching than that?
It's definitely much more far-reaching than that. So, I mean, obviously it's going to look fantastic. I mean, one of the great things about this is it was made exclusively for the Wii. So every asset in the game is made to look good on this console. It's not a port, it's not, made for 360, and it's made for the Wii, and it looks fantastic. But I mean, it's really been updated for what gamers expect in the 21st century. I mean, you have multiple routes through every level, you have stealth versus action, you're able to interact with the environment now. We have fully destructible environments, you can now slide down cliffs, you can jump over cover points, you can crouch behind things. I mean, stuff that was not even available back in the day is now fully integrated into the environment.
Like very pretty textures.
Very pretty textures, phenomenal looking on the Wii in particular. But like I said, fully destructible environments, you got to really keep the action moving in this.
Didn't you guys even add some weather effects to it too?
James Bond adventures always take you all over the globe, and it's very true in this story. So I mean, you're going to see full rain and thunder effects in the dam in Russia, but then you're going to move into Severnaya, and it's like snowing everywhere. I mean, the snow's falling all around you. So yeah, fully dynamic weather effects as well.
So you mentioned this story. Is this going to be the same story that we were told, or are we going to see small differences? I mean, obviously we have a new Bond, so it's no longer Pierce Brosnan, it's Daniel Craig. What about the other actors and, different story parts that kind of wouldn't make sense now, 15 years after the movie?
Yeah, I mean, the movie was 95, so it's been quite some time. But we were really lucky. I mean, authenticity is the name of the game here. It's GoldenEye. We don't want to do it any injustice. So we were lucky enough to work with the people who worked in the original film. So Bruce Fierstein wrote the screenplay for the GoldenEye movie. He also wrote all the Pierce Brosnan films. So he actually came on site to Eurocom and updated his own script for the game. So he rewrote his own dialogue. Some of the locations have been updated to be more, of the times. So I mean, this has got authenticity written all over it. The guy who wrote the movie wrote the game. I mean, there's been no discrepancy here. It's like, this is the guy.
And we have the real voice actors too, don't we?
Yeah, and we have Daniel Craig, we have Judi Dench, we have, all the actors you would expect from the modern Bond universe are now participating.
What about Boris? Is Boris back? Because he was my boy.
Boris has been replaced, but that's saving that for a later time.
Okay. So we know there's the multiplayer is coming back, and you walked in with this shirt, but I earned this shirt. And the contest was you got to win a multiplayer match, and you get paid off with a nice Odd Job cheater shirt here. But one of the things I noticed, the first thing I noticed was you now have two options when you're picking your character. It's not only your character itself, which is an amazing amount of people you could choose from, but also you pick their payload. You don't just run around and pick up things as you go. Why that design decision?
So there's a couple things going on there. One is we have over 50 characters to choose from, which is a phenomenal amount of characters. But we offer loadouts now, so that includes a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and a type of grenade. So we have our proximity mines are back, they stick to the wall, another player walks by, boom, they explode. We have sticky grenades, we have smoke grenades, we have flashbang. I mean, we really want to bring the game, into modern standards. But in addition to that, we also have now brought GoldenEye to the online arena. So in addition to the 4-player split screen you see here today, you can now get online and play with up to 8 people online.
So one of the other things, you have 50 characters, you have all the the tons of payloads too. I wasn't sure how many there were, but it doesn't matter because you got all the unlockables. And then you also have all the options that were used, the paintball mode, the rubber grenades. You added the rubber grenades, sticky grenades. You brought all those modes back, and you can even mix them together, mix and match as you go?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the great things about GoldenEye is the modifier system. So we have our standard game modes, your kind of deathmatch, team deathmatch, that's great. But now we have these modifiers, 17 different modifiers. You can flip these on in conjunction with one another in different combinations. So you can turn on paintball mode and sticky grenades. We also have some unique modifiers, like one we really like is called Move Your Feet. So move your feet means if you stand in one place without moving for 3 seconds, you automatically die. We got another cool one called Revenge. So this is kind of like the opposite direction. It's kind of like the more accessible one. Revenge is if you die without killing anyone, you come back with ×2 damage or infliction of damage. You die again, you come back with 3 times, and so on until you kill someone. So this is kind of like you think you're playing with your little brother.
Helping the casual.
Right, so it kind of like evens the playing field there. So I mean, like I said, you can turn these, you can have move your feet and revenge on at the same time. So we've done the math with it. I mean, the different combinations, you can have over 200 different game types with this.
Wow. How many multiplayer maps do we have?
So there's 10 maps for online and 10 maps for offline.
So different. Can you use some of the offline maps online, or
No,
is it unique, 10 and 10?
Yeah, well, it's the idea is that since online can have up to 8 players, the maps are larger.
Right.
But offline you can have as little as 2 players. So we didn't want to have these.
A little
giant-
closer.
Yeah, exactly. So it's different. It's designed specifically for those arenas. And there's different modes for online and offline gameplay. I mean, there's just a whole lot of stuff there for the player.
Yeah, I mean, we have the full campaign from the original game, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the GoldenEye story.
And all the different, like, you know, 00 agent, secret.
That's another thing we're really happy to bring back. So we have 4 different difficulty settings. Agent, Operative, 007 that everyone's used to. And these are great because they don't just get harder, more AI, less damage. There's additional objectives that have to be completed per difficulty. So, I mean, you're really getting more every time you play. But then we got the 4th difficulty setting, which is 007 Classic. And we've ripped out the regenerative health system. We throw in the health arcs and the body armor. Very old school style of play. And now you have body armor hidden in the level, so you got additional objectives, no regenerative health, and you got to find body armor. I mean, it's really
Brutal.
really fun though. Like when you're a purist, it's kind of the only way to play.
And it comes out November 2nd, right?
Yeah, GoldenEye will be available. It's a Wii exclusive, November 2nd in North America and November 5th in Europe.
Probably be playing it well into next year. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.